Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm at the Connecticut Antique Machinery Association in Kent, Connecticut. I was here for the 2023 Spring Power-Up. I'll have a video of that later. But while I was here, I noticed they actually have a mini flea market. They call it a tag sale, but it's a flea market. I didn't expect it to be here, so I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my GoPro. I had to use my cell phone, so I'm not hands-free, and the footage isn't the best, but I did what I could on short notice. So let's see what they got. As you'd expect at an antique machinery flea market, there was a heavy emphasis on antique machinery, tools, and hardware. However, they also had a nice selection of toys, collectibles, and other stuff that I tend to collect. I did end up buying a few things, and one of those things is something that I've been looking for at a good price for a very long time. And here's that item that I've been looking for forever. It's a red rotary telephone. I've seen these before at Brimfield and other large flea markets like that, but they're usually in the price range of like $75 to $90. Usually just for the red ones and orange ones for whatever reason. But I think that's way too expensive. I would never pay that much. And as you'll see in a second here, the price I paid for this was way more reasonable. I kind of feel like I actually underpaid on it.
Hi, is this yours?
Yeah.
How much is the red telephone?
The red telephone?
Yeah. $10?
Oh, oh,
Yeah, there's bugs, right?
yeah, crawling in my hair. I can feel it.
I actually ended up paying $8 because it had some gunk on it that I had to clean off, so I got a bit of a discount on the original $10.
Thanks.
So needless to say, I got a really good deal on this, and it cleaned up nicely.
Last night I froze.
Based on the stamp on the bottom, it looks like it's from November of 1975. And I'm honestly not sure what that button is that's attached to it. If anybody knows what that is, please let me know in the comments. Here's some of that old machinery I was talking about that they were selling. I honestly don't know what a lot of it is. It's not my area of expertise for sure. One of those looked to be a tiller maybe, and I guess that's a snowblower, compressor, engines of some sort. I honestly don't know. Not all of this is antique, but there's a lot of antique stuff mixed in there. And we'll see a lot of antique machinery when I do my video on the actual Spring Power-Up. So stay tuned for that. And I would say a lot of the pricing on the stuff that I know about here was very reasonable. You saw that car back there was $1. I don't think you'd ever see an old or antique toy car like that for $1 at Brimfield or any of the other big flea markets, or very rarely.
Hi, how are you?
This is a pretty cool toolbox. I'm guessing it's probably from the World War II era, just based on those stickers. And I have no idea what they're worth, but $60 does not sound unreasonable to me if it is from the World War II era. I love these old ship models. I know I've said that before. This one he's asking $475 for. I'm not sure what ship it's supposed to be. It's not in the best condition, so it could definitely use some restoration. But if I were just to randomly guess, I would say it's at least 75 to 100 years old, possibly older. Like I said, I really don't know much about antique machinery or hardware like this or tools. So if there's anything I'm passing by that's really awesome and that I really need to take a look at, let me know in the comments, and maybe if I see something like that again, I can take a closer look. Here's a 1925 Keystone Railway Express toy truck. He's asking $149 for it. I have no idea if it's worth that. It definitely looks repainted to me, but it's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that before. And this is what appears to be a handmade World War II era battleship. He's asking $35 for it, which is not a bad price, but the condition is pretty rough. You can see that the deck is peeling off and the barrels on the guns have snapped off. If that were in much better condition, I would definitely pay $35 for that all day long. This is a Rayovac trafo-light signaling flashlight. From what I read, it's most likely from the 40s or 50s. I assume it would generally be used to direct people in traffic, but the first thing I thought of when I saw it was using it to direct aircraft at an airport, but I'm not sure if it was ever actually used for that or not.
How much you looking for on that? Two? $2?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll buy that.
I'm so used to the Brimfield flea market that when he said 2, I kind of automatically thought he meant 200, but luckily he only meant $2, which again is an amazing deal. This is a Sea King outboard motor, and based on the appearance, it is probably from the early 40s. I didn't see a horsepower rating on it, but it's definitely going to be under 10 horsepower based on the size. I have no idea what most of the stuff is there on the table, but it definitely looks cool. It kind of looks like scientific testing equipment of some sort, but once again, I really don't know. At first, I just thought this was a standard rifle, but there's a spear in the box with it, so I think that's actually a spear gun, which I've never seen at a flea market before.
Oh yeah, they're big eaters.
Here's a nice selection of mechanical banks. And with these, I'm never sure if these are originals or reproductions because they made a ton of reproduction mechanical banks. If anybody knows a good way to differentiate an original from a reproduction, let me know. I think that one might have said made in China on the bottom, so obviously that would be a good indication that it's not an original, but most of them probably do not have that type of sticker on them. This is a pachinko machine, which is a type of gambling machine technically. However, it's actually legal in Connecticut from what I understand because it does not pay out in cash, it pays out in prizes. In Connecticut though, gambling machines that pay out in cash are very much illegal, so you cannot buy a slot machine, for example, in Connecticut. The thing with that is though, it is legal to buy them in Massachusetts. So if you buy a slot machine at the Brimfield Flea Market, for example, and you bring it back to Connecticut, technically you could get arrested for that. These miniature outboard motors are pretty cool. It looks like they would be used on these little remote control boats here. So I'm guessing they actually work. Never seen those before.
Remember they got in line for the train.
They got in line for the train?
Yeah.
This vendor had a nice selection of old antique trains, and this trolley car here looks to be probably from the 40s just based on the clothing the people are wearing in the windows. Here's something you don't see at most flea markets, steam whistles. And I have no idea what those are.
This one's just 11.
So this apparently is a theodolite, and according to Wikipedia, it's a precision optical instrument for measuring angles between designated visible points in the horizontal and vertical planes. It's a little bit beyond me, but it's kind of cool. They've got a nice selection here of old Popular Science and Popular Mechanics magazines. So this one's from December 1942, and he had a ton of them here. They're only $1 each, which I think is a pretty good deal as far as I know. And you might notice that my hands are covered in black spots. That's because I just got off the train ride here at the show, and I got covered in diesel soot. My entire face and body was covered in soot. And for some reason, I was the only one that got it. I guess I was just in the wrong place on the car, but my entire body looked like that. Luckily, this happened towards the end of the show, so I didn't have to walk around for too long completely covered in soot. I love the artwork on these old magazines. Especially the science ones where it shows you like the retro futurism, basically what they thought the future would look like, 70, 80 years ago. It's pretty interesting, I think.
Hey, excuse me. Any idea how old these alarm clocks are?
I want to check out the place in
I
Salisbury.
didn't see any dates on them.
Everybody raves about his clock repair. Somebody else is asking about it.
I don't know. This one, they don't say. Probably 70s, 80s. There's no date on it.
Oh, okay.
I had one of those. That's a handy, very handy
I'd say probably 70s.
Yeah.
drill on here, and this is
All right.
flexible.
Thanks.
So I looked these up online, and I think the little one was probably from the 60s,
how much soot I
and the
have all
big
over
one
my book.
seems to
I
have been from
know.
1987.
Crazy.
She had them priced at $20 and $22, which is
It doesn't
roughly
look
about
bad
what
at
they
all.
seem to be going for.
A vintage drill press.
No, I said a mini.
Mini vintage.
Why you get it for 20?
Okay.
Sound good deal?
That's a good deal.
What do you got there, Dad?
We're out in the manhunt.
Oh, Kodak Camera.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, this is a Kodak Party Time instant camera or Fiesta from about 1980, 1982. And $10 seems to be about what they go for. That one, though, is missing its name badge, as you can see, so it might be worth a little bit less than that.
Family outing? What are you guys buying? What do you think? What's the one?
These look like doors for an old, either a mailbox or like a P.O. box.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Do you still do anything with
It's an impressive old flashlight. It's like a lightsaber.
Yes. Yes.
It's an old lawnmower.
I'm not sure if this lawnmower works or not, but I would bet you a good mechanic could get this running pretty easily. And for $20, that would save you a lot of money over buying a brand new lawnmower, which I think is at least a couple $100 for something like that.
You also might go inside for sure. Yeah, that's the actual home. This is 70.
Whenever I see an old oil can or oiler like this, I always think of the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz.
And I live in town, so I just drive across the lower field, head up my shop, zip around in Elizabeth Street.
Catch me right through your down.
I like y'all. Do y'all still have the Jeep PTO? I like the baler, the little mini baler. I thought that's the hottest thing I'd seen in a little.
Came from
Yeah, we're trying to think of things for hit or miss engines. I got it so far.
I must have been in the perfect spot for it.
I like this moped. It seems to say CR-Sonian on it, but I'm not sure what that is.
So needless to say, I'll be taking a shower when I get home.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't get it bad at all.
I'm guessing these seats are out of a 1980s pickup or SUV. Like maybe a Bronco or a Suburban or something like that.
Looks like bench seats from a car. Not sure what kind.
Potty.
You didn't go?
I did.
Oh, there's one more table here I didn't see.
I'm thinking this thing here on the right is a steam engine of some sort. And I think those might be some more steam engines to the left of the duck. The tag on that duck says it's a hill climber circa 1900, and he's asking 150 for it. So I'm guessing that's a toy. I was thinking it was a decoy, but I don't think it is. Even though I don't know what a lot of this stuff is, it's nice to see it because you don't usually see this type of stuff at most flea markets, at least not a lot of it like you do here. And that's an impressive train car. I'm thinking that might be one of those that you actually sit on, but I could be wrong. I think that's the logo for Westinghouse, but I'm not sure what that would have been from. And there you have it. That was the unexpected flea market at the Connecticut Antique Machinery Association. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.